What's going on, guys? Nick, it's in the books. Can you believe it's already over?
No, I can't. It was a long time coming, and it was an awesome weekend. But man, it's crazy to think that it's passed.
Here's what's crazy to me, and it kind of hit me on the drive home. We're driving home Sunday, 75 south from Atlanta, heading back to Jacksonville, Florida, and I was sitting there thinking, this started last week on Thursday night.
Yeah,
It just spanned so long. I mean, a super long weekend: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was awesome. So, guys, we are talking the Road to the Dragon. It was epic. If you were on it, you're still talking about it, and that's a fact. And if you weren't on it, you're seeing what you missed out on. It was incredible. So, like you said, this was a long time in the making. We worked hard on this for several months, and we've done some really cool things since we first launched Genesis Rally and everything. But people kept saying, we kept asking, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What's next? And people kept saying, Tail of the Dragon, multi-day rally, Tail of the Dragon, multi-day rally. And you and I freaking put it together, man. And it was awesome. So fast forward to last week. This started on Thursday night, right after work. We got out of work. We went over to Autobahn Indoor Speedway here in Jacksonville, and we got set up and organized. And by 6:30, people were walking through the doors and showing up.
mm-hmm. With our
So,
cars fully wrapped and ready to go for the rally.
oh my God, it was awesome, man. It was awesome. So the idea behind Thursday night, the pre-party, obviously we wanted to get ready. We wanted to celebrate. We wanted to get people pumped, but it was also to cut down on check-in time for day one of the rally. So what we did is we had people show up, and we immediately got them checked in, signed all their papers and everything, and gave them their rally kits. For those that didn't have the decals on their car yet from their rally kit, we helped them put the decals on their car. Everybody got in their rally kit the hashtag Be Part of It decals. They got the giant Genesis Rally logo. You've seen people put them on the hoods of their cars and on their doors and stuff like that. Everybody got those. Nick, I think that one's 18 inches by like 40 inches or something.
Yeah, it's a 18 by 34 for the badge and flags, and then the hashtag be part of it. I want to say it's like 2 by 20ish, something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
but everyone got the premium vinyl for their cars, and people went above and beyond on that. So people checked in, they got their rally kits, they were hanging out, getting to know each other, stuff like that. I was in the parking lot slapping vinyl on these cars. Some of the cars, like you just pointed out, showed up completely freaking wrapped and ready to go. Michael with his Hellcat, he's got a black Challenger Hellcat. You guys probably remember from Speedway Boomerang last November on the orange Charger that Nick and I were in. We had Genesis Rally going down the entire length of the car. He had the same decals cut in freaking urban camo design.
he even wrapped the inside of his wheels. They took the wheels off his car to wrap the inside.
The inside
Um,
of his rim.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
right.
yeah, he went all in with wrapping this thing Genesis Rally, and I mean, honestly, it paid off. Everyone, everywhere we went, all weekend long, were taking pictures. People were, when we're stuck in traffic, people were rolling down their windows saying, "Hey, where are you going? What's Genesis Rally?" I mean,
Yeah.
he got attention everywhere he went. It was awesome. It looked so cool too.
Well, holy shit, Nick, I didn't even tell you. I'm eating dinner tonight, and I keep going to YouTube and checking like caffeine and octane videos that people are uploading. And there's one of cars leaving caffeine and octane. And in the freaking video, there he is, the Dragon Slayer himself pulling
Really,
out. And so I took the link and I sent it over to him. I was like, Dragon Slayer spotted, and he was laughing. He loved that. But if you haven't seen the car we're talking about right now, it's all over the Facebook page. It's on the website. Maybe not yet, but it's going to get uploaded to the website as well. But again, he had the urban camo. It said Genesis Rally. He had a like metallic. Was it a metallic finish on the green?
I think so.
I think it was like a metallic-y kind of
Yeah,
sheen to the green vinyl. He had this freaking dragon that was like woven in and out of the letters that said Genesis Rally running up the side of his Hellcat. He had the camo and bright orange outlined stripes going down the center of the car. Across the front of the grill on the car, he had Eat, Sleep, Rally, Repeat. He had hashtag Be Part of it. I mean, this freaking thing was decked out, and it looked like a freaking race car, honestly.
Yeah, it really did. And
it is a race car.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a Hellcat, and he's got like the racing harnesses on the seats and all that. But it was awesome. It was definitely an attention getter.
Yeah, Hellcats are badass stock, and his is not stock.
Right, right.
It is absolutely not, and it is awesome.
Right. And you've seen by now, again, on the Facebook page, or if you've joined us at any of the local cruise-ins or Cars and Coffees or car shows, Crocker Doc, he was there.
Yep.
He was loud. He was the party starter, and he had his giant Genesis Rally kind of going on that back quarter panel of his Scat Pack, and it looked awesome. So again, back to the pre-party. We got a little off track there. So cars start showing up. Some of them are freaking wrapped and decked out, ready to go. Some of them are picking up their vinyl kits right then and there, the premium vinyl. And so we were putting them on the cars. These rally kits, pretty cool. I was pretty proud of these. Pretty excited. Everybody got a bag with the Genesis Rally logo on it and hashtag Be Part of it on it. They got their rally kits because this was like 4 freaking days with all sorts of stops and all sorts of information and everything. They got full on binders.
Mm-hmm.
They were like tire outlet binders.
Yeah, they were like with like 20 pages printed out inside for each one too.
No, it was insane.
But also in the rally kits, they got water bottles and some stickers and some swag from Autobahn. We had some main event stuff that got put in there. We also unleashed some new merchandise, and we gave everyone who came to Road to the Dragon, you're drinking out of yours right now. We gave them all one of these, metal Yeti style, cups for free. And dude, from moment one, half the people started using it. By the end of the weekend, everybody was walking around everywhere we went, drinking out of their cups.
Yeah, and, we're gonna talk about days 2 and 3 and 4 and all that in later podcasts. We're gonna break this up a little bit, but jumping ahead for 2 seconds, Nick, don't kill me. It's like 11 p.m. In the casino. It's loud, and you know how the casinos do it. They make it sound like every freaking slot machine's hitting the jackpot at the same time. It's just ching, 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 everywhere. It's kind of loud. It's crazy. And I see Steve, and Steve looks at me and he goes, "Hey man, this is like the same ice from day one." And he started laughing, and I started laughing, and he's like, "This thing's freaking better than a Yeti, man. It's crazy." And it was so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cups, they're matte black. They've got the Genesis Rally logo and the Be Part of it on one side. On the other side, big and bold, Eat, Sleep, Rally, Repeat. They're awesome. Yep. They are awesome. We're going to have them at Cars and Coffee this Saturday for people to check out. Back again to the pre-party. So everyone's hanging out. Most people knew each other already. A couple new faces introducing one another. We all got logged into the Zello app. We had it locked down privately for just our group and everything. Everyone got in there and got communication going, and then we hit the freaking track. We got our choice of either taking, what was it, Nick, the Monaco or the Le Mans, and I think we went with the Le Mans, right?
Yeah, we tried to go with the Monaco maybe, but there were some groups ahead of us, so Autobahn was like, "Hey, we don't want you guys to wait," so they moved us over to the other track, and
which was fine because the Le Mans is the faster track.
Yeah. And dude, so we all get in the go-karts. I strap on my my GoPro. We see Kevin had to make 2 passes at getting in the go-kart for some reasons. And so we head out on the track. And obviously the shit talking had already started well before we even got our helmets. Yeah, I mean, Charles, of course, is talking about how he's like, hey, the first time I did this, man, I'd never done it. I came out and I smoked everybody. So, of course, I start talking trash, and we're all talking crap. So we get in, and if you've ever done Autobahn, you get in these go-karts, and they're electric. So they keep them throttled to about maybe a quarter to half throttle for the first lap. And then they make them full blast.
Yeah, they get you out there, and they get you spaced out really well. Which, real quick, Autobahn, they're these electric Italian go-karts.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, 50, 60 miles an hour, which you're sitting there thinking, big deal. I do that on I-95. Correct. You're not wrong. But you've never done it with your butt cheeks hovering 2 inches above the pavement.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. So we start going. I'm kind of towards the front of the pack, just based on the way we lined up. So I'm going full speed into this U-turn, and somebody, I think it may have been Marty, was going a little slower than I was, and he cuts down right into the racing line, and I slam on the brakes, come to a complete stop, and you fucking nail me full blast, hit me right in the rear bumper. And I'm working on the video now, and I'm anxious to see that part of the video because I'm pretty sure you'll hear me yelling and cussing after getting T-boned. But it was those go-karts are awesome. It is so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah. So we get on the track. They get us all spaced out and ready to go. And if you're wondering, well, why do they space you out? Well, because it's not really like a true first place finish.
Right.
What they do is they're timing each of the carts individually, and the fastest lap wins. And so we took 14 laps, 20 laps?
Yeah, 14 laps.
14 laps. And the fastest lap wins. Everyone's fastest lap gets pulled, and that's how they rank you in your position. So it really doesn't matter if you're spaced out, who's in front of you, who's behind you. So like Nick said, they get that dial and they crank it. Well, they don't tell you when they're going to do that. And so, yeah, I mean, he just told you. And I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I've got a pretty good reaction time.
No, you don't.
And there was I mean, listen, here's what it boils down to. There was more of a grudge in me than there was willingness to put my foot on the freaking brake. And so I did. I freaking blasted your ass. But you're fine. I mean, you were holding your neck for a day and a half, but you're fine.
I may have been mildly concussed, probably some whiplash. But hey, I signed a waiver, so what can I do?
Mildly concussed while cussing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, listen, you saw the opportunity, you took it. You didn't accomplish the mission, so here I am doing a podcast.
Okay, so by the way, guys, we always say this, and there's no way, like, when we roll out a new event, a new rally, we're always like, hey, we're going to get to do this, this, and this. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, neat. But we've always told you there's more to it, and you just have to, sorry, Thomas, you just have to be part of it to really experience it and understand it. And so what I mean here is, like, these stories we're telling you, this is the stuff that really makes the rallies memorable. This is the stuff that really creates those memories. And it's the stuff that we don't know is going to happen, that we just have to kind of, like, I don't know, we can't list it off in the store when we say, hey, it's for sale on the website. It's hard to explain. But, like, I'm going to tell you another thing. The registration fee alone, okay, you would have more than had your money's worth if you would have seen this freaking germaphobe right here, Nick Fig.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? If you would have seen this freaking germaphobe shaking and hesitating and freaking praying to whoever it is he prays to as he's trying to get his freaking fat head into a racing helmet that's been worn by so many people. He's like imagining him getting Ebola as he's putting this helmet on. And everyone else is just like, helmet goes on and we're like, all right, we're good to go. We're like headbutting each other, high-fiving, and Nick's in the corner like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, listen, I touched a door handle, go wash my hands. So you put me in a freaking helmet that other people have worn. It's not good, but I did it. And listen, you know, I have to say, I came out in second place for speed. Listen, you came in sixth. Okay, you might as well have been in dead last, coming in sixth.
I wasn't going out there to win. I was going out to blast your ass, and guess what, buddy? I won.
Yeah, well, I took that, and then I came in second place by 0.4 of a second. So Michael, the guy with the wrapped Hellcat, he came in first, and we didn't know it at the time. Excuse me, we didn't know it at the time, but when you come in first place, you get a medal. So at the end,
you don't.
At the end, we just got it for.
No, it was worth it to me to see how pissy you reacted. It was only by 0.04 seconds. It was only I almost had his ass, and I almost
beat you by 2 seconds.
It was worth it to me to march my ass up to the register and buy him a first.
You bought him the medal?
Yeah, to buy him a first place medal so that he could freaking hang it in your face all weekend long, and he damn did.
He did. So Michael and most people left pretty soon after the race. You know, we had to clean up the table and all that stuff. So we're all leaving. It's you, me, and Kevin and Aaron and some other people. We went to go to get some barbecue. And so you had the medal. So the next morning we get to main event and you give Michael the medal. Dude, he puts the damn medal on just to rub it in my face.
He did. He did. Yeah, he wore that freaking thing like it was part of his outfit that he laid out the night before. I mean,
would
he
have.
wore it proud.
Hey, I'd have done the same thing. I would have done
So
the same thing.
so back up real quick because there's another story here. Like I told you that we you never know is going to happen. You never know when the story is going to happen. There's another one we skipped here. We leave. Now, everyone who signed up for the Road to the Dragon got to race at Autobahn, not just drivers, passengers too.
Yeah.
So we had a blast. We told you that the track was awesome. Do you know who had more fun than anybody in that room, in that building?
Oh, Marty, without a doubt.
Hands down, Marty.
Yeah.
Marty gets off these go-karts and he's freaking high-fiving and he's like, that was the coolest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Those karts are bad, man. Man, they are bad. That was awesome. He didn't, I don't even know what position he came in. It was probably, I don't know, but he didn't care. And he was just all about it. Here is the best part about that little tidbit right there. It's important to know that Marty had more fun than anybody on the planet. Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, Marty, I don't think ever really floored it because he's going like half speed the whole time. And I get it. I'm not making fun of him. The freaking things are fast. And if you're thinking, oh, it's a go-kart, I'm just going to bury the pedal and I'm going to go take this track. You go into a turn and you're going to go sliding sideways and you're going to hit the barrier hard.
Yeah.
And Nick knows about getting hit hard. I mean, it's no joke. I mean, you got to like really think about your braking and your letting off the gas and all your handling. So Marty's going about half speed and is causing a chaotic 15 kart pileup. Like he's just smiling ear to ear through his helmet. And he's just like in disbelief at how cool these karts are, going about half speed. Behind him, people like Nick are standing on the brakes and they're just getting blasted by everybody else because Marty was still in the racing lane. I mean, he didn't exactly get out of the way. Aaron was going about half speed too, but she got out of the way and she's like looking over her shoulder like, is anyone behind me? Marty's just out for a casual, spirited drive.
Yeah.
And he's causing havoc and he doesn't even realize it. He doesn't even realize it.
But honestly, I knew, like, whenever I'd go to pass him, I knew he didn't realize because you were right behind me or right in front of me for most of it. And we'd be like going around Marty left and right, like weaving all around. It was awesome. But yeah, Aaron.
So Marty gets off and he's freaking smiling. That was cool. Those karts are bad, man. That was the time of my life. That was badass. And Nick's behind him holding his freaking neck.
Yeah. I felt like Kurt Angle having a broken friggin' neck.
Broken friggin' neck. So after the racing that night, yeah, we broke off in groups. I mean, a handful of people went to go eat, and then I think you just said it, but we went and got some barbecue with Kevin and Aaron, and then we hit the hay because we had an early start the next day for the rally. So
yeah, the plan was to get barbecue because generally going to like Bono's, which is where we went, it's pretty quick. Apparently, you go during dinner time, you catch them off guard. Dude, it took so long at Bono's.
Yeah, well, to your point, they got a freaking giant smoker there in the wall.
And none of us ordered anything crazy.
It's all cooked. They just got to freaking grab you a handful of meat and slap it on. Anyways, speaking of grabbing a handful of meat, I go to pick up Nick the next morning for the start of the rally at main event. And I was listening to my country music that I ever so love, and
Shania Twain.
Yeah, is it Shania Twain that sings?
Yeah.
Shania's got like Shania. He's walking out down the driveway, and I've got all the windows down, blasting music. It's the way you love me. It was awesome. This kiss, and now that I look back at the video I just did a few minutes ago, you freaking hate me, man.
I do. I really do.
You freaking hate me.
Also, you have to realize, everyone listening, that it was, I don't know, 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning.
You're probably 6:45.
And you got all the windows down full blast.
About that. So it was early. Good point. 6:45, and I was blasting Shania Twain with the windows down. So your neighbors probably hate me too.
They do. They don't know you, but they do.
Yeah, oh yeah. So we get to we wake up rally day one. We had our pre-party the night before, and it is raining.
Yep.
So we get to main event to set everything up for everybody, and I mean, it stopped raining. and the main event staff got out there. They dried off the tables and everything, and we had a nice little breakfast outside on the patio. Everyone was hanging out, checking out the cars. Again, some of the people didn't go to the pre-party the night before, so they were kind of getting to know people that morning at the pre-party. I'm sorry, at the check-in and eating breakfast and everything. We went inside and stood right there in main event, like near the arcade and the bar, and had our drivers meeting and broke everything down. That is where we gave Michael his medal that he would be putting in your face for the rest of the rally.
Yep. So he put it on and he wore it. I would have done the same thing. But it's funny because we had the Rally Games championship belt with us for
yeah, the whole time
for check-in.
That was on a freaking road trip.
Yeah. So, fast forwarding a little bit, we roll out in a big line and everything, and we get on 95 and we head north. We get on I-10. I think it was when we were on I-10. Michael takes his medal off and wraps it around his hand and holds it out the window. So, because we're behind him in line just as we're driving. So he's taunting me with this damn medal because he knows he beat me by 0.4 of a second. So, of course, I take the Rally Championship belt, throw it over my shoulder. We pull up next to him, and we have a little, championship / medal off as we're driving down the road. I did make a grab to see if I could reach over and snatch it out of his hand, but he pulled it in.
Yeah,
he knew.
Once again, he was quicker.
Yeah, he knew. He was faster than I was.
Yeah. So, here's these knuckleheads, okay? Here's this guy with a freaking first place medal hanging out the window. And here's Nick trying to overcompensate and make up for it with a full freaking size heavyweight championship belt hanging out the window as well.
Damn sure did.
Yeah, we commanded attention that day going down the highway. So anyways, we had our driver's meeting. You kind of skipped some stuff. So we hit the road. And when we hit the road, we go to leave and torrential downpour.
Yeah.
And morning rush hour traffic in downtown Jacksonville. So our cars getting on to 95, we got broken up a little bit by the morning commute. And so we're on the Zello app and we're just like, hey, we're at this spot, we're at this spot, let's get all the way to the right, let's meet up real quick. And so we get the cars grouped back together about the time right after we got on I-10. So by the time we take I-10 out to 75, when we got on 75, we're grouped together. The sun is out, and we was rolling. But it was awesome because that morning in traffic on 95, on I-10 and everything, people next to us are like waving and taking pictures with their cell phones. And you got to imagine, it was a sight to see. We had, like we told you, this Hellcat was freaking wrapped, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking crazy. But we also had a Viper truck, we had a V10 Audi, we had a Dodge Demon, we had all of these freaking vehicles. It was badass. Anyways, go ahead, Nick. I can go off about that all day.
Yeah. Well, on that note, one cool thing is a little later that day, we get a Facebook message from somebody who says, I was driving home. It was a 14-hour drive, and I was going the same direction you guys were. And it was really cool, and you guys made the drive a lot better just to see all the cars and everything. So, people were paying attention, and we drew a lot of attention for sure with the line of cars. But so to your point about the weather, it clears up, and it's a nice clear
Jessica
drive.
was calling it the rally gods.
Yeah, yep. The rally gods definitely kept the rain away. So everything's cool. We're driving. We stop to get gas, and when we do that, of course, we take over the gas station, and people are taking pictures of our cars while they're pumping their gas in their minivans and, Chevy Trailblazers and stuff. Timing.
Crocker Doc, you owe me a bag of pork rinds. He freaking took my pork rinds.
Of course he did. He's handsy. Crocker Doc is handsy. You know that.
He fucking said, hey, can I have one? And I was like, yeah, sure thing, man. Here, reach in, grab you one. Well, he grabbed the freaking... Anyways, go ahead.
Well, yeah. So Crocker Doc owes you some pork rinds. Most of us bought Cinnabon because they had those at the gas station as well.
If there's a fresh sweet out of the oven to be had, you'll sniff it out.
Oh yeah, they were good. So we stage the cars after we pump gas at the gas station, and we start taking some pictures. So we've got some for social media and stuff. And as we're doing that, You
That
know,
was unintentional.
I
We had
know.
to get the cars off the pumps because, to your point, we kind of shut down a gas station when we do this, and we have some people that are inside just browsing the Cinnabon selection. So we had to move the cars off the pumps because people needed gas, and we ended up kind of lining the cars up and staging the cars for a photo shoot.
But again, there were what 10 to 15 people that were pumping gas that literally would stop pumping gas to take pictures of all the cars lined up.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So, you know, after a little bit of shenanigans, we're all eating and eating some snacks and crap. We get back in the cars, keep going, stop at lunch, do some Cracker Barrel. I feel like something funny happened at Cracker Barrel. Was there something?
No, hang on. We were leaving the gas station. No, it was Cracker Barrel. You're right. No, it was Cracker Barrel. We went to Cracker Barrel. Oh, and that's another thing. We hit Cracker Barrel on the side of the highway, which I don't care what time of day it is. Cracker Barrel's ready to go because they're always right off the highway.
Yeah, except for when we went.
Lunchtime caught them off freaking guard again, man.
That legitimately took like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Anyways, we kept getting screwed on restaurants. That's for sure. So anyways, we're eating. What happened? Steve was going to kick your ass.
Oh, crying out loud.
You know what it was? Okay. So you're in Cracker Barrel. Close your eyes and visualize with us, if you will. You're in Cracker Barrel. You're walking around. There's cute little tablecloths over here. There's some porcelain little seasonal decorations for the house right over here. There's some checkerboards going on over here. Then there's the retro vintage candy and soda pop area, and it's right by the host stand where they're going to take you to your table past the fireplace, right? So you're standing there. Picture it. You're on the wood floors. You're in Cracker Barrel. You can smell them biscuits. And you're standing there next to the vintage candy, and you're just taking it in. You're thinking about, am I going to get the breakfast today? Am I going to get the lunch today? Because I can order breakfast whenever the hell I want. I'm at Cracker Barrel. And all of a sudden, poof, you get hit by Crocker Doc, who's swinging saltwater taffy right into your jewels. That's what happened at Cracker Barrel.
He got
And
Steve with
people
that,
were
right?
looking around like, God, like what did he just do? And he doesn't have a quiet laugh. He's cackling loud through the whole country store.
Oh yeah, he hit Steve, right?
Yeah, he freaking hit Steve. Did he get George too?
He may have. He may have got both of them.
So Steve, guys, is the driver of the V10 Audi R8. So Steve's standing there, and everyone's gawking at his car, and then all of a sudden, poof, he gets hit right between the legs with some saltwater taffy from Crocker. It was freaking hilarious, man. So, mind you, we're not even to the track. I mean, this is just the commute. Like the rally,
Yeah.
We haven't hit our first real destination yet. So fast forward, we get our lunch, we eat, we hit the road, and we're driving. Well, I didn't know this. Michael in the Hellcat, I think, what did he stop for gas?
He stopped. Yeah, he ran into a convenience store and had to hit the restroom, topped off on fuel, and none of us knew except for Marty happened to see it, and he hits our Zello app or walkie-talkie app, and he says,
well, we were looking for him. We were like, okay, I think we're grouped back up. I can see, but hey, where the hell's Michael? Where's Michael?
Yeah, and then you got Marty says, hey, he ran into the convenience store. I don't know what he's doing, but he just ran inside.
So we're all like, at this point, we're 5 minutes, we're several miles down the highway, and we're like, okay, should we kind of veer off to the right here? Should we just drop our speed back a little bit until he gets caught up? Where is he? What do we do? And about that time, through the walkie-talkie app that we're using, we hear, I'm airborne, going supersonic, be there in 2 minutes. And through the freaking audio on the walkie-talkie, we hear, and me and Nick are trying to figure out right now how we're going to pull the audio off Zello. But literally, he quotes Top Gun.
Yeah.
And you can hear the supercharger whining in the background, and it was the funniest damn thing.
Yeah.
And it was about 2 minutes later.
Yeah. Here he comes, just chugging right along. Yeah, that was a really funny moment. So from there, you know, the drive, there's lots of little funny things happen as we're going along. You know, we got to be at Atlanta Motor Speedway by 4:30. We hit some school zones. We get broken up by stoplights and all kinds of stuff as we're going, but you know, we roll into that parking lot about 4:27. Perfect timing. We'd have been there about 45 minutes early if Cracker Barrel didn't take so damn long. But
this is true.
Yeah, I mean, we left plenty of time. But anyway, we got there right on time. So we meet with Heather, the gal at the track, and you know, we sign the waiver. We get lined up. I grab the camera, get dropped off in the infield, and off we freaking go. Or off you guys go, I should say. I stood in the infield. and immediately was so jealous immediately that you guys
Yeah.
were on the track, because from my vantage point, I just see all the cars. I see their roofs because y'all are up on the bank turns, and it sounds like you guys are hauling ass. Like,
It didn't just sound like it.
I know. Come to find out, y'all were hauling ass for real.
we was hauling ass. So if you guys remember when we did the Speedway Boomerang, we got a few laps, and it was awesome and everything. But for this one, we got 5 laps.
Yep.
We were up on the banked turns.
Yep.
It didn't matter if you wanted to go to the bottom of the turn, if you wanted to go up and hug the wall going around that turn, it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And holy shit, you and I talked on the way home, we can't tag Atlanta Motor Speedway in our post. We can't anymore.
Yeah.
Because we have pictures. Crocker Doc hits 132 miles an hour on Atlanta Motor Speedway. And he didn't have the fastest car out there.
No. Here's the thing.
That doesn't count the Demon. That doesn't count the Viper. That doesn't count the Audi. That doesn't count any of that. That doesn't count one of 2 Hellcats that were out there or any of the other SRTs. I mean, he hit 132 miles an hour on this track.
Yeah, that was in the corners between 1 and 2. He hit that. You know, it's like the people.
He did it on the corners?
Yeah, it was 1 and 2. He was full throttle all the way through the corners on 1 and 2.
That guy has testicular fortitude unmatched.
Well, and you can go see the gaps that were being built up. If you watch, there's a 360 video from the Demon that John and Jessica put up.
There is.
And dude, they easily could have gone 200 miles an hour if they wanted to on that track. They came out of turn 2, and there was nobody on the back stretch. The gap they had was the whole back stretch. If they wanted to, easily could have gone 200 miles an hour.
Yep.
But they didn't. They kept it conservative, but they still were hauling ass.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. When I say unmatched testicular fortitude, what do you mean by that, John? Glad you asked. I'm talking 132 miles an hour on a fucking turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm also talking about the guy that'll, in front of a freaking parked cop directing traffic outside of Caffeine and Octane, will freaking put himself hidden in a cloud of smoke and do a burnout. Because why? Because the girl next to him on her Snapchat goes, do a burnout. And he fucking did.
Yeah. And he'll hit you right in the junk with a piece of candy at Cracker Barrel in front of everybody. Doesn't care.
In front of freaking God and everybody.
Yeah. So the track is amazing. I'm taking pictures of at the infield right at the start finish line. We got those posted up on the Facebook. So, you know, if you were there and you haven't seen them, they're there. If you weren't there and you want to see them, they're there. So
the 360 video, real quick, it's not going to work on everybody's phone.
Right.
And Jessica and John have been commenting on it, telling people this. Certain phones it will work, but biggest thing, YouTube app, if you're determined to do it on your phone or just a computer, and you can use your mouse. But I mean, it's literally like you're sitting in the Demon. You can look left, you can look right, you can look behind you, you can look up, you can look anywhere you want. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So when the laps are over, you guys all file in one by one. And this is something really cool. We tried to do this at Daytona, and they said, you can only do this if you win a race. But we were able to arrange to have...
came in second by 0.04 seconds.
I know. And then Michael held the damn medal up just to mess with me. So we were able to line the cars up and one by one have them roll into Victory Lane. And we took pictures of the car in Victory Lane. And then some people want to stay in the car. Some people got out, you know, and posed with it and whatever. But, dude, I mean, y'all's cars, because I was a passenger for this, y'all's cars were on a NASCAR track going 100 and plus miles an hour, then in Victory Lane, which only cars that win races go to Victory Lane. How freaking cool is that?
It was awesome, man. So we line them up. We one at a time go in there, bam, take a picture, pull out of Victory Lane, and they put us behind the garages behind Pit Road while we were waiting for everyone else to get their pictures in Victory Lane and everything. And then, Nick, what was the girl at the track?
Heather was her name.
Heather hooked it up, and I threw you the keys, and you got to go on the track.
I did. It was quite the experience. You know, her and I, she went about 85, and I don't know that she was supposed to go that fast with just me out there, but she went about 85, so I got to go on about 85 or 90 on the track, and it's a bizarre feeling turning on those banked turns.
Mhm.
it like sucks you down and to the right, which is just a really weird, but it was cool. It was awesome. Great experience to do.
Yep.
Um, so, couldn't be happier with that. That whole experience was just amazing. And then, we talk about the weather. It was 100% chance of rain at the time we were supposed to be at the track.
Well, not
So,
just at the time we were supposed to be at the track. You and I looked at it the days leading into the weekend, and it was going to rain that morning in Jacksonville, that afternoon in south of Atlanta at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and then that night in Atlanta when we were going to be at dinner.
yeah.
It was going to be 100% the whole freaking day.
So you can see on some of the pictures and you can see on the 360 video that off to the west, I guess it would be, there was a huge rain cloud. You could see the rain. And about 10 minutes after we finished the track, torrential downpour at the track.
We weren't even back to the highway yet. That's right.
Yep, and it just started downpouring. So the weather worked out a-okay again. It was amazing.
The rally gods.
Yeah, the rally gods again. So, we head north. We go like up I-85 and was it 585 or 285?
685.
Do what?
I thought it was 685.
It could be whatever the bypass around.
Hey, whatever the rally kits say.
Whatever the rally kit says. So, traffic, it really wasn't as bad as I was expecting. It took a while, but it didn't take any longer than we thought.
No.
So we get to main event in Swanee, and everyone gets their free play cards, and we eat. And again, it takes quite a while to eat and check out. But we got to play some games, and then I absolutely dominated you and Thomas at what the hell is that game called? Air hockey.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Fun fact.
I'm not even mad, dude. Nick could freaking like Olympic air hockey.
I don't know about that, but dude, I don't know what the deal was. I would hit the little puck, and multiple times it went flying.
Yeah, I think that's part of your strategy, because once that freaking little disc went flying past my face at 100 miles an hour, I didn't really have any interest in paying close attention. I just kind of wanted to have my hand over my face.
And then I almost hit that girl who was sitting by the bowling alley or bowling lane. She was like 25 feet away. The puck went like a foot away from her face.
It almost landed in her beer.
It almost did. I felt bad about that. But
dinner was awesome. They got us a big old table for everybody, and I mean, people were ordering steaks and burgers and wings and salmon and all that. Hey, what did that guy say when he brought Thomas the salmon? He like couldn't believe that he ordered that. He looked at him and he goes, "Is this yours? You ordered this?"
Thomas, Thomas, he's not the type that would typically eat salmon, although neither am I. But he ordered salmon, so me sitting across from him, I ordered like a bunch of chicken tenders and fries and all kinds of awesome stuff. The salmon looked good though. I mean, it really did.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we wrapped up the night at main event. Everyone had a blast, but dude, we were exhausted.
People were racing. People were playing basketball and all sorts of shit. But yeah, we played our asses off in the arcade, and then we went back to the hotel. Thank you for the ride.
Quick side note, by the way, you're welcome for the ride. John was so drunk, he was yelling at the thin air. It was crazy.
No, stop it.
No, he wasn't. But I did the little tornado game that they had where you stand in there and it like simulates a tornado. That is the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah. I'd like for Charles to go smack that game with some taffy.
He should have. But yeah, so we wrap up a main event. We go to the hotels, and
no, hang on. You just blew past that moment. So he finds this thing, guys. It's like a giant tomb or a chamber, and you go into it, and it's like a glass door, and you shut it, and you're standing there in this tube, and it's got a little black and white video of what a tornado would look like if it was heading towards you, and it's got like a little speedometer thing showing you how high the winds are going to go, and it's telling you you're going to be in like 180, 200 mile an hour winds. Nick's just standing there. I mean, his shirt's not even lifting up, and he's just kind of looking at me like,
yeah. And then I moved like 6 inches to the right, and it was like a fan blowing on my face. Not even that hard, and it said it was like 85 miles an hour. So literally in the middle of the thing, I just opened the door and walked out, which you're not supposed to do, I don't think. But
yeah, Nick walked out in the middle of a tornado because it was so weak.
Yeah, I was unimpressed. So we get to the hotel, and someone says, "Hey, Crocker Doc's in room 307." So of course we check in. Then we go mess with him for a little bit in his room. I go back down to the lobby to get a couple bottles of water, And I said to the lady up there, "Hey, can we charge these to room 307?" And she's like, "Are you in 307?" And I
Hell
said,
yeah, I am.
"No." I said, "No, but I know the guy who is." And she's like, "We can't do that." I'm like, "Come on." And she's like, she looked at me and gave me a look, and she was training somebody, and guaranteed if she wasn't training somebody, I could have charged whatever I wanted to Charles's room. So I'm like,
Right. Well, hotel waters are like what, $5 a bottle?
yeah, they were expensive. So I'm like, all right, can we call him on speakerphone? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we dial up room 307, and I hear, hello. And I'm like, hey, Charles, it's Nick. He's like, hey, buddy. And I'm like, hey, let me charge some stuff to your room. And he's like, no, 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 no. I'm like, dude, come on. He's like, I don't need no masturbation cream. I don't need no porn. And he's like yelling this stuff out. And I'm like, Charles, you're on speakerphone. We're in the lobby, man. Everyone can hear you. And he's just going on and on. I'm like, hang up. How do you hang up?
Well, that's what you get, man.
I know. I didn't think about it. So then I'm like profusely apologizing. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he was going to do that. They're crying, laughing. They didn't care. But so I felt, like I had to buy some stuff. So I bought 4 drinks, 2 of which I'm pretty sure neither one of us drank. But it's, oh man, old Crocodoc. He got, but then we went up to his room a little before that, and you were calling him fat. They had Thai food.
Now hang on, that ain't right.
You're like, look how fat you are. And he's like, what are you talking about?
Hang on, that ain't right. I did. But he went to a Korean barbecue place where they it's not hibachi, it's like a grill in front of your table, and that you can cook your own stuff or whatever. And he just freaking went to town. And if you've ever seen Charles, he's like the leanest, skinniest dude you'll ever meet. He's just fit and in shape. And I swear to God, it looked like he had a 20-year beer gut that night. And I walked into his room, and he's laying in bed rubbing his stomach. And I walked in, I go, Charles, holy shit. He's like, hey, buddy, what's going on? I was like, oh, hey, buddy, me? Dude, what did you eat?
I'll tell you, though, that was the safest I've ever felt around Charles, because he was not in a position to get up and try to hit me in the nuts or, put his finger in my ear or something, whatever it was that he...
Yeah, no, he wasn't moving.
No, he was definitely not. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for day one. I mean, I say that's pretty much it. It was a long, awesome day with some incredible experiences and, great company and a lot of laughs. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, the track was great, but man, there were so many laughs and everybody had a good time, and people that I've never met were just having the best time together. It was awesome.
Well, here's the thing. And guys, we're going to wrap this one up here, and we're going to cover, the other days later on in another podcast, but you can't force this and you can't fake it. These guys, now we've been back for a few days and people are getting back to normal in this post-Dragon world we now live in. And they're talking about doing a rally reunion, man. These guys, some of them knew each other, but a lot of them had just met, and they're talking about, well, let's all go to Cars and Coffee together. Let's drive in there together. Hey, why don't we get together and do a barbecue together? These people bonded and became friends. And we told you guys after Speedway Boomerang last November, there were people that met for the first time when we did Daytona, and they still talk to this day. Some of them talk every day. They became best of friends. And that's what these rallies are doing. And we don't have a way to describe that when we say, hey, we're going to go do this and this and this, and on these dates or whatever. We don't have a way of adding that in there and describing that. You got to do it. You got to be part of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, it's one thing too where everybody, not everyone, a lot of people in the car scene talk about wanting to do rallies and especially want to do multi-day rallies. And we saw this with Speedway Boomerang, like you said, but these are experiences that a lot of people are experiencing for the first time. And it does create a special bond, and it's really cool.
Well, it all starts with, it doesn't matter if you're in a tuner, if you're in a muscle car, if you're in an exotic, or if you're in something a little more special edition and rare, like that Demon that was with us. It doesn't matter what you're driving and what the person in the lane next to you is driving, or if you're both around the same age, or if you're 20 years apart. You've already got that one thing in common.
Yep.
And it's your passion and love for cars. You've already got that in common.
Yep. And oddly enough, two people on the rally, Thomas and John, both do similar work, just in different cities. They own their own companies, and it's very similar in what they do.
Mhm.
That was kind of a weird coincidence, but it's cool because it like immediately had them bonding. Another thing too that's weird is John has an F8 green Demon, and Thomas has an F8 green Hellcat, so they look very similar. It's just it was kind of an odd coincidence.
Yep. Yeah, it was. But guys, again, we're gonna wrap this one up. But that's what we had in store for the pre-party. That's what everybody got to experience at Autobahn Indoor Speedway. The next day, the rally started bright and early. I was pissing off Nick's neighbors with some Shania Twain that had the knob cranked all the way on the dash, and awesome memories, funny moments, people bonding. Atlanta Motor Speedway was off the rails, and then that night ended it in an arcade, competing and playing with each other and everything, and then trying to bill everything to Charles' room at the hotel. So it was awesome, and we had a blast. Again, we have the steel tumblers for sale right now. I'm going to have them with me at Cars and Coffee. We're going this Saturday to Cars and Coffee. If you want to ride in with Genesis Rally, meet us at the Best Buy parking lot on Southside Boulevard, and we're all going to ride in together. Meet us there at 7 a.m., and you can be part of it, and you can ride in with the Genesis Rally group and a bunch of the cars that did the Road to the Dragon with us. And on site at not Caffeine and Octane, that was on the rally, Cars and Coffee, we're going to have the Rally Games Championship belt. I'm going to get it shined up, and it's coming with us. It already went 4 states in 3 days with us when we did the Dragon Rally, and now it's coming to Cars and Coffee to be shown off there.
Dude, and that thing was a hit. Everybody on the rally wanted to hold it. And fun fact, every time anybody would hold it, they immediately break out into a wrestling promo. Marty channeled his inner Dwayne The Rock Johnson and asked everyone if they could smell what he was cooking.
And everybody did.
Everyone did. I broke out a Hulk Hogan. We had some people breaking out Stone Cold Steve Austin. So
you had me breaking it out, hanging it out the driver window, and it turning just right, catching wind, and my entire arm almost flying off as I desperately held onto that thing and tried to pull it back in the car. That happened too.
Yep, that did. And then
my wrestling promo wasn't near as sweet as everybody else's.
No,
mine was embarrassing.
Yeah, and filled with a moment of terror at the very end there.
All right, guys. Again, so pictures and videos are on Facebook. They're getting up to the website. Lots of cool stuff in store coming up in the weeks and everything like that. And we're going to cut another one of these, I don't know, maybe tomorrow night, Nick?
Yeah, possibly tomorrow, but definitely by the end of the weekend, we'll have at least, the rest of the rally in podcast form.
Up on a podcast. All right, guys. Peace.